and welcome back to Girls with Goals Global. My name is Leanne, and this video, which is video number 12, is going to be focused on entrepreneurial skills and personalities. For this video, I will be referencing from an article written by Lestrandra Alfred entitled 12 Characteristics and Personality Traits Great Entrepreneurs Share. As always, I will be giving my own opinions along with the referenced article. So to start off with, I'm going to start off by saying that there are many factors that can contribute to the success of an entrepreneur as they launch, operate, and grow their own business. These factors can include the timing of their business launch, how competitive their market is, the reliability of their supply chain, the amount of capital that they pump into the business, and the current economic structure or climate. In addition to these elements, there are a number of traits successful entrepreneurs have in common that contribute to their business's success. Let's dive right in and take a look at these traits that entrepreneurs, a lot of them have. So, based on the article, we're going to go over 12 of them briefly. And the first one is discipline. In my opinion, in order to have some type of success when you're starting a business, you have to have a certain level of discipline. Just like you have discipline with a lot of things, if you are studying or if you're starting a new job, or if you're in a current 9-to-5 job, you have your own business, everyday life things require some level of discipline, and it's also one of the skills, I would say, and also personality trait that if you are not good at, you need to work on, and if you have it, then kudos to you. So discipline is one of them, and we're going to look at discipline. I'm going to quote one of entrepreneurship authors by the name of Bill Ole, and it says, and I quote, "We have looked for the entrepreneurship gene, and there is no entrepreneurship gene. There is not. It is disciplined execution that makes people successful entrepreneurs." So starting and operating a business is no easy task. Unlike a traditional job where you often have upper level management driving business objectives and keeping you accountable, and then if you're mid-level or junior level, you just follow whatever directives you're given. Being an entrepreneur requires the ability to hold yourself accountable when you don't have a boss to do it. And I would say, to put my own 2 cents, being an entrepreneur is like you have to do it all. You have to be the boss, and you also have to be accountable for things that happen, especially if you're sole proprietor. Those who are able to create and execute plans, even without external factors holding them accountable, have a competitive edge in business. So if you're able to do both, then you can consider that as your competitive edge. When an entrepreneur has self-discipline, they are able to manage the urge to procrastinate and can take decisive action when this action is needed. So 3-time entrepreneur Bill Ole, from whom I quoted just a while ago, recognizes that focus and discipline are critical for startup success, and it's even the focus of his book, Disciplined Entrepreneurship. He goes as far as saying, and as I quoted earlier, it is discipline that makes an entrepreneur a real entrepreneur, or successful one at that. So, as I said before, in order to drive your business to a certain point of success, you have to incorporate, if you have not already, that level of discipline and showmanship, accountability, and being able to do everything that comes along with and manage everything that comes along with being an entrepreneur. The next trait we're going to look at is being creative, or as we like to call, being innovative. So I'm going to give you another quote from the founder and CEO of the Cupcake Collection, and her name is Mignon François. And her quote is, "I got the idea of having a bake sale every day while listening to a financial guru on the radio." So through creativity, though creativity is often associated with artistic output, it is an important trait for all entrepreneurs to have. Creativity doesn't apply to visual elements or branding. Entrepreneurs who are able to creatively solve problems and think outside the box, or as Jody from JD's Natural like to put it, thinking that there is no box at all, when facing everyday business challenges, they are able to quickly pivot and implement necessary solutions that would lead to their business growth. So being creative, thinking strategically, but not limiting your creative thinking or your design thinking, if that makes sense. So thinking outside the box, or even thinking like there's no box at all. The third trait we're going to look at is self-awareness. So I'm going to give you another quote from an entrepreneur, speaker, and an author by the name of Gary Vaynerchuk. And it says, "I suck at 99% of stuff, but I go all out on that 1% I'm good at." Entrepreneurs who have a sense of self-awareness that are able to apply professionally to achieve business success. When an entrepreneur is self-aware, they are able to own up to their strengths and weaknesses related to running their business. So being self-aware, in my opinion, and through knowledge, is knowing what you are about while you're running your business and knowing what you want to achieve out of your business. You can also use the SWOT analysis, as I mentioned in some of my previous videos, where you analyze your strengths, your weaknesses, your threats, and your opportunities. The other way around. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, with this awareness, entrepreneurs are able to zero in on tasks and elements of running the business they can excel in, and more willing to delegate areas where they are not so strong in. So being able, or having that ability to delegate, especially if you have a team, not trying to take on everything on your own, but holding on to and working towards, or working with what you're most strong in, and then delegating to other members of your team what you are not so strong in. Self-awareness at its finest is accepting your shortcomings and accentuating your strengths. According to Gary Vaynerchuk, he says in his blog post on this particular topic of self-awareness that things will change. The moment you decide to do so, things will change. The next trait that we're going to look at is resourcefulness. I'm going to quote from Mark Cuban, an entrepreneur, an investor, and a media personality. "It's not about money or connections. It's the willingness to outwork and outlearn everyone." Many entrepreneurs are faced with tasks and challenges they have never faced before. A lot of things come with entrepreneurship, a lot of risks, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of things that just happen out of the blue for no reason at all, and you're wondering, what did I get myself into? These types of things. The ability to be resilient, the ability to be resourceful, the ability to adopt a growth mindset. These are the things that would help you as an entrepreneur to reach lofty goals without a clear way to achieve them. When entrepreneurs are able to work resourcefully, they can effectively problem solve and grow and scale their businesses without having all of the answers or all of the resources to do so. So again, it goes back to your thinking strategy, your mindset, whether you have that growth mindset, whether you are willing, whether you are capable, whether you are able, whether you are determined, whether you are disciplined. All these factors would determine your success as an entrepreneur without even having all of the necessary resources like money, like financing. A lot of us don't have a whole set of money to pump into our businesses, but we still keep it going. Why, you may ask? Is because of our zeal for, our passion for, our resourcefulness or persistence that keeps us going despite the odds. The fifth trait that we're going to look at is process oriented. So I'm going to quote Masakai Imai, management consultant and founder of the Kaizen Consulting Group. The message of the Kaizen strategy is that not a day should go without some kind of improvement being made somewhere in your business or in your company. So having solid processes in place is essential for any successful entrepreneur. In the world of business, a process is a repeatable series of steps, as I mentioned before, your measurable steps, which will get you to your tactic or your strategy in obtaining your ultimate goal for your business. So repeatable series of steps that help those working within a business to complete necessary tasks. You have to be empathetic as an entrepreneur, especially when you're working with other people or you have other people working under you or with you. Empathy is an essential trait for entrepreneurs. Whether a business owner manages a large team or a small team, or even a solopreneur, sole proprietor, they must be able to connect with others on a genuine level. Communication. Quoting from Simon Sinek, who is an author and a speaker, leadership is a way of thinking. It's a method. It's a way of acting, and most importantly, a way of communicating. You have to be self-motivated. You have to garner your motivation from somewhere, someone, from something even. Simply put, when you're your own boss, you have to be able to keep yourself motivated in order to work effectively, in order to produce effectively, and in order to motivate others around you. Confidence. Part of having a successful business is not just being able to perform, but making sure that everyone knows how well you are doing. If you have an idea and you want to bring it to life and share with others, you have to have the confidence to see it through. Flexibility, you have to be flexible. After that meeting, our concept prototype literally went into the trash bin. That's a quote from Hyun Soo Kim, a founder of Eon. To have a sustainable business and see long-term success, entrepreneurs must be willing to pivot when necessary. You must have that level of flexibility. You have to be a risk taker, or at least willing to be one or to take on risks, and that is, what comes with the job. To win big, you sometimes have to take big risks. And resilience. When you've already experienced great challenges in your career, it gives minor setbacks a different perspective. That's a quote from Kimberly Bryant, founder and CEO of Black Girls Code. Last but certainly not least, successful entrepreneurs must have a sense of resiliency. While running a business, it is common for entrepreneurs to face closed doors and to be told no, or you cannot, or that not good, or where you going with that, often from potential customers and those they are seeking funding from. Many entrepreneurs find themselves starting multiple businesses if their initial idea doesn't take off. So, these traits, along with a vision for what you want to accomplish, are paramount to your success as an entrepreneur. Once you internalize your drive, you can then begin putting goals to paper. As I always say, plan, write down what you want to see for yourself and your business, and build out concrete action items to realize them. That brings us to the end of video number 12 on entrepreneurship, personalities, and skills. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next video coming right up.